Hi everyone. So once again, welcome you all to a session on building AI workforce. So this session is going to be where a session where you will understand what exactly is an AI agent. So you might be hearing a lot about AI agents here and there, but today you will try to understand what exactly is the AI agent and how you can build something like that for your own purposes. Having said that, so since many of you are attending our sessions for the first time, uh, so what I'll do is I'll quickly take 5 minutes to give an introduction of who we are and what we do. So just to set up the context, and then I'll get into today's topic. So the first slide, I'll just introduce myself. So my name is Satvik. So I am the founder of Build Fast with AI. So Build Fast with AI is again an organization that helps individuals and companies leverage generative AI. So more on that later, but I'll just cover a bit about my background, my personal background. So I got educated from IIT Delhi. So I did both my bachelor's and master's there, and I graduated in the year 2019. So after my graduation, I went on to work for many corporate companies in different data science and AI ML roles. But before I went on to work for corporate, my interest was in education sector. So while I was still at IIT Delhi, so I used to run an NGO in education sector where I was very passionate about teaching and educating kids. So we worked with many state governments, and we have worked with more than 50,000 kids during that time. And as mentioned, after my first innings in my college, then I went on to work for uh, corporates like Citibank and other popular multinational banks in different various AI and ML roles. But for the past 1.5 year, I have been primarily working in AI space through my second innings. So my second innings as an entrepreneur, which is to build fast with AI. So one thing I would like to say about build fast with AI is that I get to combine both my passions that I've done in the past. So my passion for teaching as well as my passion for data science and AI. So I get to combine both of them into Build Fast with AI right now. So what exactly does Build Fast with AI do, and what is this workshop? Where do we guys fit in? So just to give you a background of what we exactly do. So I just have the small slide. So Build Fast with AI, if I were to summarize what we do in a single line, I would just say we enable AI ideas to reality. So you could be an individual, you could be a company, you could be anyone. We will try to help you realize your AI ideas to reality. So what are all the things that we do? So at Build Fast with AI, we do run a lot of courses on generative AI. We do consulting. So we actually help a lot of companies build AI products. Along with that, we also do a lot of consulting jobs as well. So along with that, we do a lot of free workshops. Right. So I'll just clear this. Yeah. We do a lot of workshops like this, as you can see right now. So Build Fast with AI, currently we are a community of more than 12,000 members across many channels, Meetup, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, and everywhere till date. And I think this in just last year, 2024, we have conducted more than 100 workshops on various topics of generative AI. And me and the team included, we have built 150 plus AI applications, starting from simple POCs to applications that are now being used by more than lakhs of people. And we also work with a lot of corporates and startups to help them with Gen AI transition. So all in all, Build Fast with AI is like a one-stop shop for everything related to generative AI. Courses, consulting, workshops, community, everything about generative AI is where you can get. So, what is our, so I would want to talk a little bit about the flagship course that we do, which is a 6 week long course on generative AI. So our idea of this new course is that, so the new course that we are launching is called Generative AI Launchpad 2025. So our idea or thought process was very simple. So we have been working in generative AI space for over 18 months, or ever since ChatGPT came out, we have been working and building with it. And we truly believe that 2025 is going to be the biggest year for AI so far. And we would want you to help you get ready for it, right? So this 6 week course that we have created will help you build, deploy, and dominate in generative AI space and be ready for 2025, whatever is yet to come. So I'll share more details about our course, how you can register, and how you can get some exclusive discount codes for the course very soon. So generative AI is one such technology where it does not know any bounds. So as you have just seen, so we have students, we have working professionals with less than 5 and greater than 5 years of experience, almost all in equal proportion. So we have had senior executives, we have product managers, we have technical people, we have non-technical people. So that is the kind of diversity that we are dealing with in this session, or generative AI in general. So this is one such unifying technology, once in a lifetime technology that is going to affect each and every one of us. So amazing to see the participation. And so now let me talk about the AI agents or AI workforce part. So I think we have announced this session at least 1 week back, but just yesterday, I think there was this announcement from NVIDIA CEO. So NVIDIA CEO, I think many people should be knowing about NVIDIA at least. So NVIDIA is again one of the most popular. I think it's the most valuable company in the world as of today. So it's valued more than Google, Amazon, or even Apple or anything. So just yesterday, I think there was a post shared by Jensen Huang, who is NVIDIA CEO. So what I thought is, while prepare, like we have already prepared this lecture, but I thought he made some very excellent points during the session that he made yesterday. So I will try to include some of the insights from that session also, so that whatever knowledge that you are getting from this session is not something that is just available anywhere, but the latest knowledge that you're getting. So you can go through this post that I've sent. So I can send the link also. You can just have a quick read through. So the idea is most of the people read this post and are not able to understand it completely because it involves something about AI agents and all. So the idea is we'll come back to this post after the session. Let's say this is a 1 hour session. So within next 40-50 minutes, we'll again come back to the same post that I've written. And after 40 minutes, when you read this post, you will understand it a lot better than how you used to understand before. So I can just share you the link of this post. I think so you can read the post right now. And what I'm saying is we will come back to this post exactly after 40 minutes and you will try to understand the post more. So if you are not connected to me on LinkedIn, also you can just send me a connection request meanwhile. Okay. So the idea is we'll come back to the post and we will see if we can understand that post a little bit more after this session. Okay. So in this session that we have, which is about AI agents and AI workforce, so I thought it is very important for me to teach uh, what exactly is the need for AI agents. So many people might be thinking, oh, we have ChatGPT, which is great. So it helps me with my homework. It helps me with my presentations. It helps me with my code. So what's the fuss about AI agents and why do we even need that? So that is one question we will try to answer. So once we understand the need, we will also try to understand an intro to AI agents. So what are AI agents exactly? How do they work? And how you can actually create them, right? So we will try to understand about internet search agent and how you can create a coding assistant using AI. So very simple agents, but the idea is not to make you an expert in AI agents, but to give you an understanding of what AI agents are and how you can build some simple agents. So these are the things that we will cover. And if you are someone who is waiting till the end of the session, so I will cover something about Google Deep Research Agent. So Google's Gemini model has a new feature called Deep Research feature. So this is an AI agent that can search hundreds of websites at once to do some research for you. So I will show you where you can find this deep research agent and how you can use it. So this is what I'll talk about very shortly at the end as a bonus. Okay, so now again, let me start with the need for AI agents first of all. Okay, so first of all, you might all be using ChatGPT. So if I'll just quickly check if there are any questions. Okay, no. So yeah, keep the questions coming. So I'll just keep trying to read the questions every 5, 7 minutes. So I think everyone in the session, all 166 of you. I'm guessing everyone who is in the session might have used ChatGPT at least before. So what are the things that ChatGPT can do right now, right? So it can provide human-like responses for sure. So ask it to create, summarize a text, write a poem, or maybe give advice or do anything. It will give it. So what are the tasks that ChatGPT is very good at already, right? So it is very good at content generation. It is very good at answering questions. It is very good at writing code and other stuff as well. And the way ChatGPT works is that it works passively by responding to user queries. So the word passively is very important when you need to, in the context of AI agents, you need to understand that ChatGPT is a very passive tool. So only when you ask it something, it will respond it to you, right? Uh, so the thing is, ChatGPT is basically instruction based. You ask it a question, and it will give you a response. You ask it to modify it, then only it will modify it. So this is what ChatGPT is all about, and how you might be using it. But with whatever ChatGPT can do right now, so these are, let's say, the simple primary capabilities of ChatGPT. But the question is, do you think ChatGPT can replace you? So let's say, as you have seen in the session, also we have data analysts, we have product managers, we have a lot of let's say senior executives and many other people. So the question is, ChatGPT already has these capabilities, but we will try to understand, can ChatGPT actually replace you? So you might be a data scientist, you might be a product manager, senior executive or something, but can it actually replace your job? So what do you think? Can ChatGPT replace you? Yes or no? If you can just say quick yeses or nos on the chat, it would be great. So we have a lot of answers coming in. Okay. So many no's, many yes, yes, no's, yes, no's, but majority of no's than yeses. Okay. Okay. So I also feel the same. ChatGPT, as far as the stage in it is. So let's say if you look at ChatGPT, the way or form it is. So even my answer is no, it can't replace you. So my answer is no. So it's not. So I'll tell you why my answer is no, and then you can see. You can tell me if you agree with me or not. So the thing is, the problem with ChatGPT, when you're trying to replace workers, if you want to trying to replace workers, or maybe the uh, uh, title of the session is about replacing AI workers, right? So the problem with ChatGPT when you want to replace it as an AI worker is, think about a human being. So think about a human coworker. So how does a human coworker work? So let's say you have someone who is working with you. So you don't actually give them instruction one after the other. So let's say you are a product manager. Let's say you are a senior product manager and you have a junior product manager working under you. So what you do is you just give them a problem statement. So you give them a problem statement and they will try to figure out themselves. So they will do some research, they will talk to some people, they will think through certain things, and then they will come up with some idea or solution on top of it. But if you're trying to do the same thing with ChatGPT, right? If you're trying to do the same thing with ChatGPT, so you will have to ask one question and get one response. Then you will read the response and give ChatGPT one more feedback, and then you will do that thing. So let's say for something like a research task, right? With even with ChatGPT, you will have to go back and forth like hundreds of times to actually get something that is useful. So ChatGPT is again simple instruction based system. But whenever we are working with humans or whenever we want to work with AI agents, we want to work around goal-based systems. So we don't want to just give it an instruction. We want to give them goals, and AI should be able to work on itself. And yeah, ChatGPT is just a passive instruction following machine, and it cannot self-critique. So let's say if you asked it to give some work, so it will give you an output, but it can't figure out whether its response is good or bad based on whatever your requirements are. It cannot self-critique. And one of the biggest drawback of ChatGPT is it cannot connect to external tools. So let's say I will tell ChatGPT to go and schedule a Google Calendar meet for me. So it cannot do that because ChatGPT or maybe LLMs. So I'm just talking about. So whenever I say ChatGPT, I actually mean a large language model. So it could be a GPT model, Llama model, or anything as well. So I'm just using ChatGPT since most people would be familiar with that. So if you are using GPT or something, it does not directly connect to, let's say, your Google Calendar, Gmail, or Slack or anything. So it does not do that. So ChatGPT in itself. So let's say whenever you are using LLM as it is not connected to internet also, right? So if you ask it any question about some latest thing that has happened, it does not know because it's not connected to internet. So imagine if you're working with so whenever you're working with models like GPT or something, so they have something called a knowledge cutoff. So all the GPT models have a knowledge cutoff of October 2023. So anything that has happened after October 2023, they don't know about it. So imagine working with a coworker who does not know anything about what has happened in the last 1 year. So especially if you're doing some research task or maybe market tasks or something, so then it will be very bad if you're working with ChatGPT alone. And most importantly, one more point about ChatGPT is it is not autonomous. So you have to look at its responses every once in a while and then give feedback at every step. So it is not an autonomous system. But whenever we are wanting to work with systems or AI agent systems, we want them to be autonomous. You just give them some goal, they should be able to figure it out and give you answer right away. So this is one thing. These are the problems with ChatGPT. If we are able to solve these four problems, if we are able to solve for these problems, then sorry to say, but your jobs will be gone, right? So this is as simple as that. So ChatGPT or LLMs in itself have these like cannot do these things. But if we are able to solve these all these problems very well, so you think about a data analyst job, right? So why would you require someone whom you are paying lakhs of rupees to analyze data? So AI can come up with its own goals. It can connect to external databases, can autonomously take decisions and give you the answer. So the entire goal with AI agents is try to solve all these, right? So ChatGPT cannot replace you, no, but agents can and will replace you. So this is the idea. So I could directly have started with what is the definition of AI agent, and have I could have shown you some code right away, but I just wanted to give you this background as to what are the things that ChatGPT lacks as of today, and how can an AI agent come is better than that. So AI agents are capable of replacing your job, right? So why do I say that? I'm not just talking these points just to scare you away or maybe just to do some words. So all these points are something that even Jensen Huang is also telling. So he gave like a 40-50 minute presentation on why AI agents are important. And he also mentions that IT department of every company will become HR department of AI agents. So that's a very big statement, right? So certainly. So we will try to understand what these AI agents are exactly, how you can develop and deploy them. So if I were to give a very simple one-line example, so of AI agents, I would say LLMs are a way to empower LLMs to think and do something, right? So if you go to internet, you will find hundreds of different definitions of AI agents, right? And every all the definitions will probably mean the same thing, but they are very, very confusing. So, but I give you this a very simple one line about AI agents. AI agents are nothing but you take ChatGPT and give it a capability to think and do something. So that's it. If you are able to do that, you have built an AI agent, right? So now let me cover some points about what these AI agents are and how you can build them as well. So this is very simple. So this is the definition as well. So one line understanding is that if you can take any LLM and give it superpowers of thinking and doing something, then it's called an AI agent. And how does it do it? What are the different things that are involved? I'll shortly cover. But till this point of introducing, or maybe now that I'll start introducing AI agent concept, I'll see if there are any questions. So if you have any questions, you can just mention there. Okay, I think there is one point about web search being integrated in LLMs. So web search is actually an AI agent. So even when you are using ChatGPT, so uh, when the web search feature is not something that is inherent to LLMs, but it is an internet agent. So in the first part of the tool that we will develop today, I will actually show you how you can create a LLM which has access to internet very shortly. So you will understand that. Okay, so there is one question to see explain the difference between assistants, co-pilots, and agents. So the thing is, as of today, all are the same thing, right? So let's say someone calls it a co-pilot, someone calls it an agent, someone calls it an assistant. As of today, I don't think there is a specific demarcation between what a assistant is, what an AI agent is, what a co-pilot is. So it's just marketing terms. So once you get to learn the definition of an AI agent, you can easily say, okay, this is the same as what co-pilot is. This is same as an AI assistant. Even in this session also, I interchangeably use the word AI assistant and AI agent. Co-pilot is again just a marketing term, but it does not have a lot of meaning that way. So AI agent, assistant, and co-pilot probably mean the same thing. So there is one question. Can we call the critique of documents as thinking? What's the difference between data science and Gen AI agents? So yeah, there is one question about knowledge cutoff. So LLMs do not learn continuously. So LLMs, whatever your, let's say you have a model, whenever you're taking an LLM model, let's say for GPT model, the cutoff date is 2023. So when OpenAI decides to retrain the model on the new data, then only a new version will come. It's not like there is an LLM. So many have this misconception that, so okay, I have an LLM that is trained till 2023. If I keep using it in 2024 or 2025, it will keep learning continuously. So that doesn't happen. Only when OpenAI decides to train the model on the new data, then only it will change. So of course, like how will OpenAI do that? So the entire conversations that you're having through the entire year, or maybe all the internet data, they'll keep accumulating that. And once they have good quality data and many other constraints, they will fine tune a new model. I'll take one more question and I'll go this thing. What do you mean by thinking in this context? So that's a good question. So the thing is, I'll show you an example about thinking, right? So whenever you ask LLM to do something, it will directly give you the answer. So let's say if you ask it to give it a study plan, so it will directly start blurting out the tokens. But whenever you are working with AI agents, AI will actually first plan each and every step and it will execute it one by one. So I'll show you an example where how LLM thinks and does. So this will be very clear very shortly. Okay, so how to decide which LLM to use? I'll give you a very short answer for this before I proceed to the other one. If you are using LLMs for some complex tasks like reasoning, uh, mathematics, or maybe some other complex stuff like that, or research, some hard research, go for the bigger LLM. So go for a bigger and better LLM like GPT-4o, Claude 3.5, so on it and all. So let's say if you are using LLMs for simple tasks like chatbots, customer service chatbots, or maybe simple use cases here and there, you can use small models like GPT-4o Mini, Llama 3, and everything else. So this is one. And again, there are a lot of nuances in each of the cases. But one rule that you can take is this: even for AI agents also, if you are developing a complex agent which has multiple steps and multiple reasoning or research steps, good to use a better performing LLM. If your agent is like a very simple agent, just a question answering agent, then you can use a simple model. Okay, so now let me, so there are a lot of questions about what is thinking and what is doing. So let me cover about these with some examples, and we will directly jump into code to learn more about this as well. So think about this. What are AI agents? So a little bit expansion on uh, the AI agent definition that I've given shortly. So AI agent can be defined as a software entity that can perform tasks, that can make decisions and interact with the environment autonomously. So let's say I have, so as of today, whenever you are using ChatGPT, as I mentioned, it's an instruction based system. You give it an instruction and you learn it. But whereas AI agents are goal based systems. So instead of giving it an instruction, you actually give it a goal. So for example, this is the user you. So you can give an AI agent a goal. So the goal might be like create an app for let's say a snake game or something, a ping pong game or something. So what AI will do is AI will have conversation among itself, right? And it will use the tools that it has, and then it will give you the final app. So in this case, earlier when you were using ChatGPT or something, you have to intervene at every step. So you, like let's say your response and AI response, your response, AI response. Whereas AI agents, as a user, you only have to give one question, and AI will in itself talk to itself. It will search the internet if required. It will use some other databases or tools if required, and then it will give you the final answer, right? So whenever so let's say when I first discovered the concept of AI agents myself, so I actually thought this was something out of a sci-fi movie, right? So how could this happen? So how can you give a goal to some AI? So what do you mean by AI talking to itself? How does it make sense? So you might think, okay, if I'm talking to myself, I'm probably getting nothing much out of it. But how is it different with AI? So how are you giving it an instruction? How is it talking to itself and giving you some output? So yeah, we will have some example also where I will create a ping pong game using AI. So I'll just give AI one instruction, and we will see an AI creating game from scratch. So that is what we will see. So coming to this question of thinking and doing, right? So as I mentioned, LLM agents are nothing but LLMs that can think and do something, right? So this is how it works. And again, this is the slide. So earlier I used to use a different slide, but this is the slide. This is the screenshot from NVIDIA CEO's presentation that happened yesterday. I thought this is a very good diagram to show you how AI agents work. So what is happening here? So whenever as a user, you are giving a prompt. So how does ChatGPT work? So you give it a prompt. The prompt is going to an LLM. So let's say it is GPT, and you are getting a response directly. So this is how a general ChatGPT system works. So you are sending a prompt to an LLM, and LLM is giving you a response. So this is a simple instruction system. But if you look at an AI agent, so this is how an AI agent works like. So you give an AI agent some instruction, and this AI agent is again in itself is an LLM model. This LLM model will first create a plan. So let's say you ask it do market research on EV market, right? So first of all, what LLM will do is it will try to create a plan. So what are the things that it has to do? So then what it will do is it will go through the tools that it has. So earlier I mentioned ChatGPT does not have access to external tools, but with AI agents, you can have access to external tools. So an LLM can be connected to something like a calculator, a web search, vector databases, or maybe some other tools like voice agents or something. So whenever you are asking an LLM to do something, or maybe an AI agent to do something, so it is able to create a plan. So this is the thinking part, right? And then based on what it is thinking, then it will decide which tools to use. So let's say you ask it some question about doing market research. So it will think, okay, out of all the tools that I have, I should probably use a web research tool because that will help me fetch the latest results. So then it will think in itself. So the AI agent will run this loop multiple times. Once it is satisfied with the output, it will give you the answer here, right? So this is a basic working of an AI agent. So just to put it in words, so this is how it works. So AI agent works in four simple steps. And again, complex agents have more steps as well. But a simple AI agent, whenever we are working, so they receive tasks from the users. Then they plan accordingly. So this is the thinking part. And then this is the doing part. So then they access the tools and then they self-critique and do it. So first, and this is also called react reasoning. So reasoning and action engines. So if you go to internet and search what is react agent, so this is what it is, thinking and doing. So react is nothing but first it will do a reasoning on what are all the things that it has to do, and then it will take an action and what action it has to take. So I hope the basic idea of an AI agent on a superficial level is clear. But I'll just quickly go through the code and I will show you how you can run this. So it will be a lot more clearer very shortly. So, but on a theoretical level, if you have any questions or queries up until this point, you can send the questions on the chat and I'll try to answer one or two of them right now. And then I will show you some examples. Any examples of HITL? So I am not aware of what HITL means. Okay, human in the loop. Yeah, human in the loop is possible. So I'll talk about uh, let's say I'll talk about crew AI agents in which we can put a human in the loop. So whenever these agents are running, right? So for anyone who is not familiar with human in the loop, so the thing is whenever you are running AI agents, so what happens is AI will keep talking amongst itself for many times, and then it will give an output. So the idea with human in the loop concept is, so when AI is thinking and trying to do something, you as a human can give some feedback. Oh, you're not thinking in the right direction. Try to think in this way, try to think in that way. So that is the human in the loop concept. The tool database is predefined. So yeah, so whenever you are working with agents or agent frameworks, there are a lot of predefined tools that you can use directly. And all of the frameworks also like support creation of custom tools also. So I'll talk about it shortly, so no worries. Okay, there is this question, not seeing LLM here. So this is the LLM, right? So the face is of human, but this is actually an LLM. Yeah, in any agent system, it could be a single LLM or it could be 10 LLMs together also. So there is no upper or lower limit on how many LLMs you can have. At least one LLM, that is when you call it an AI agent. But I have seen some LLM agent systems with more than 10 or 20 LLMs as well. So let me start. So what I'm thinking is, in this lecture, I will show you a single agent system, very simple agent. Then I will create an agent with two, three agents also so that you can understand each of them. So the question is, so the next logical question is, okay, uh, you might say, okay, I agree that AI agents are great. AI agents will do something, but what is the next step? So how do I build AI agents? So that might be one question to you. So AI agents, again, when you want to build AI agents from scratch, it's actually a difficult process. So you have to take multiple LLMs, put them together, connect it to tools, create some orchestration code. So it's again a very complicated process. So for that, what we will be doing is we will be using agent frameworks to build AI agents very quickly, right? So it instead of you spending hours and hours just to think about how to build these apps, so you can actually build AI agents very simply if you are using agent frameworks. So for example, what are the AI frameworks that you can use as of today? What are some popular frameworks? So Crew AI is one of the most popular frameworks. LangGraph by LangChain, PhiData, Swarm by OpenAI, Small Agents by Hugging Face, Pydantic AI by Pydantic. So these are some of the hundreds of AI agent frameworks that are available today, right? So the point of these frameworks is you want to do something like this. You want to do all these steps, but you don't want to code a lot. So that is where these frameworks will help you to do those things a lot more quicker than you otherwise do. So today, in today's session, what I'll do is I'll instead of directly using LangGraph, so I'll actually use LangChain to create a simple internet agent. So that will be one agent that I'll create and show you. And with Crew AI, what I'll do is I'll try to create like one or two agents with that. So one agent would be something like a coding agent. So where we will ask AI agent to create some, uh, let's say a Python game, and we will see if we can play that game also, right? So these are the two things that we will try to develop that I'll just show you. So yeah, so we will try to learn by doing. So I have covered a decent amount of theory or maybe background uh, about these. So now what we'll try to do is we'll learn by doing. So with everything that we do at Build Fast with AI, I believe that just by learning theory, you are not going to get anything. So let's get our hands dirty. Let us try to look at some code. Let us even try to use some no code tools. So try to create some agent from scratch so that you will have an idea of how you can build these systems from this. So I'll try to build two agents today. So one is a single agent, one LLM agent, LLM plus single LLM plus single tool. And then with Crew AI, I will show you how you can take 2 to 3 LLMs at once and combine them all to create one coding agent. Okay, so let me cover those one by one. So I'll directly get into code. So most of this can also be done through no code frameworks as well. So in the next session that we are going to do on Jan 16th, so we will be covering a no code framework also. So I'll show you how you can sign up for that as well. But today's lecture, we'll try to show you some code as to how you can do that. Okay, so let me go to my code. So let me try to clear the node output so that you can see. Okay, so the first step that we will try to do is, I think I'll just improve. So we are going to, let me try to create a simple agent using LangChain first. So if there is anyone who wants to run code along with me, so I'll just share the code snippet with you. So if you want to run it along with me, more than welcome. So I'm sharing the code directly. But if you are getting any errors with the code or something, I wouldn't be able to assist given that there are many people. So if you have any questions or any errors, I think we can take that up later. But if you are comfortable running it, you can run it right now. Or even if you're not comfortable, just keep the code with yourself. You can get back to it later. So the first thing that we will try to do is I'm going to show you how you can take an LLM like GPT and how you can add some tool like internet search to it. So I'll show you very easy example using cricket. So how many cricket fans do we have in the like session today? Okay, I think you can use the chat, but yeah, let me just show you. So if you don't have an OpenAI API key, uh, you can actually use other LLMs also. Maybe I'll try to share some code snippet where you can use other models. But for now, you can just bear with me and watch this code. We'll try to share additional resources after the lecture. So the first step that I'm doing is I'm just installing the basic libraries. So I want to use LangChain so that I can take an LLM. And then I'm also installing a package called Google Search Results. So I want to take my LLM and give it internet access. So I'm installing these two packages. And for API keys, so API key is again just like a password to be able to access. So if you don't know what an API key is, API key is just a way to access these tools. So if I want to access the GPT model, I need an OpenAI key. So there are links in the sheet. You can just click on it and create your own API key. So SERP API is a Google search API key. So the first two steps is just basic setup. So now let us ask this question. Uh, who is the captain of Indian cricket team? So can anyone take a guess on who is the captain of Indian cricket team right now? So with all that is happening, I'm not sure, but whom do you think is the current captain? Rohit Sharma, someone says Rohit. Okay. So let me ask ChatGPT. So let us see what is the output that we'll get. Rohit Sharma was the captain. So I think it was upgraded. Let me run this. Yeah. Okay. As you can see, this information. So it says Rohit Sharma is captain of ODIs, T20s, and for test matches, captain is someone else, right? So this is not entirely accurate information. And as you can see, whenever you are asking ChatGPT something, so the first thing that it says is as per my last knowledge at 2023. So this might be correct because again, the information might some captains might come and go and everything. So, but whenever you are asking ChatGPT to answer it, so it is telling as of October 2023, this is the answer. But you want an answer that is from uh, let's say. So as you can see in this, Rohit Sharma is captain of T20s also. So from last I remember, he has actually retired from T20s after the World Cup, but it is still saying that he's captain of T20 cricket. So which is wrong. So whatever agents that we are using is outdated. So it's just outdated by at least 1.5 year, as we can see. So now what we will try to do is we will use a tool. This is what we will try to do. So earlier we were taking prompt and we were sending it to an LLM to get a response. So now what we will do is we will give LLM access to a internet tool. So now whenever you ask the prompt, so now whenever you ask the prompt to an LLM, so an LLM will think whether it has to use internet or not. If it feels it has to use internet, it will search the internet and give answers to LLM and then give the response. So let me show you that in action. So this is the code. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a GPT-4o model. And what I'm doing is I'm creating a search tool. I'm creating a Google search tool where I'm telling LLM, you have access to Google search. This is the function and use this tool when an internet search is required. So this is the code snippet that you have to use. Uh, I think this is not DuckDuckGo tool. This is Google search tool. Okay. So this is the code where we are creating an internet agent where we are taking an LLM and we are attaching it to a search tool. So if you look at the snippet that the diagram that I've shown before. So we are taking an LLM and we are attaching it to a web search tool. So that is what is happening. So this is the diagram, but this is the code implementation of the same thing. So we can just run this. And now let us ask the same question. So who is the T20 Indian cricket team captain? So if I were to ask the same thing, who is the T20 Indian captain? So you know that it's actually giving a wrong answer, but let us see. who is the T20 Indian captain in 2025. So let me run this. So now you can see that this is the agent. Now the AI agent has entered this thing. Okay, I think there is some mistake with our AI agent. Let me just put the captain of Indian cricket team directly. Okay. So as you can see, I think there might be some error with the API that I'm using. But the thing is, earlier when you ask the question to ChatGPT, so whenever you are asking ChatGPT a question, it is directly giving you the answer. So you are just giving a question and it is directly giving you the answer. But whenever you are using an AI agent, you see what it is doing. So you asked who is the captain of Indian cricket team. So agent is thinking to itself. So this is the thinking part. So what you can look into what agent is thinking here. So the thinking part is to determine who is the captain of Indian cricket team in 2025. I need to look up for most recent and reliable information. So then what it is doing is it is taking an action. So the action that it is taking is it is doing a Google search, and the search it is doing in Google is Indian cricket team captain 2025. And after doing a Google search, it has identified that Rohit Sharma is the captain. And then it is thinking to itself that, okay, now I know the answer, then I will give the user final answer. So the idea is there is a question, any question you give it to the model. So it will start thinking to itself and it will do some actions. So the action here is the Google search action and it is able to do that. And you can also do it for some latest things. So since it has access to internet, so let us see if it can fetch latest stock price of Nvidia. So let's say if you are creating a finance agent or something, you can't afford to use a model that has knowledge only till 2025. So you can just ask what is the price of what is the stock price of Nvidia. So the idea is if you're using a bad LLM, so if you're using a small LLM, it won't perform very well. So you can see that we are using a GPT-4o mini model. So it is actually searching for 2023 answer. So if you just say latest stock price of Nvidia.
Satvik, sorry to disturb you. Just
Mhm.
wanted to check. We got this OpenAI API key. Now, where to input it in order to run this code, please?
Okay, so what you can do is just remove. So I have already saved it. So for you, you can do this. So just copy paste in this. So you will have something like this, right? SK or something. So this is very copy paste to the API key. Right. So now, whenever we are looking at the stock price, and again, the agent is thinking, okay, to provide the latest stock price of Nvidia, so I need to perform an online search. So in this thing, LLM is thinking and doing an action. But what if you ask a question to an agent for which it does not require any internet search? So let's say I ask a question, when did World War One end? So do you think an LLM requires an internet search for this, or it can give an answer directly? So it can give it directly. So let us see what LLM is thinking exactly. So the thing is, earlier when you asked about the latest stock price, so you see that it is doing an action. The action that it is doing is a Google search action. But whenever you are using an internet agent to ask the same question, so the same agent, but when you ask when did World War One start, so it is entering the agent, but agent is not searching anything because LLM thinks to itself okay, I already know when World War One ended, so I'll just give you the answer right away. So this way, an agent is capable of taking the tools and using whatever is required. So if you want to create a stock analyst agent, or if you want to create any complicated agent or workflow, so using tools and agents is going to be very helpful for better orchestration. So any questions or queries on the basic part? So in this, I have done a very simple thing. I have taken one LLM and one tool and put it together to create some online internet search agent.
Yeah, I have a question, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so having gone through this AI flow, that AI agent flow, how do let's assume I want to create an agent now for to be used maybe for my business or something, do you understand? So how do I um, convert it to a product that can be used, that can use for whatever I want to use, or will I run it as a business in the code form, or how do I make it appear as a product, as an app or something that I can use or other persons can use?
Okay, so the one thing that you need to think about is what does your business require, right? So let's say you are someone, you are a research from, let's say you do financial research is your job. So one thing that you could do is you can create a simple app interface like this and give it to all your team members. So let's say you own a SaaS company and you want some feature that you want to ship to your users. So the code is already there. How you serve it to your users or your internal purpose is totally up to you. And it depends on the use case. So does that answer the question?
So what you're saying is it depends on how I want to, get it served to my users, right?
Yeah. So you have the code. How you deploy it to your users is totally up to you.
But what are the options? What are the options? Are they? What options are they?
Yeah, I'll just try to cover about more options once we complete the lecture. So I'll try to go in mid detail ones. So, but since I have a few more things, I'll just cover those first. So there is
All right.
one interesting, yeah, sure. So there is one interesting question someone asked. So is this how Perplexity AI works? So yeah, this is exactly how Perplexity AI works also. So it's just a simple internet search agent, but it's again a lot more nuanced. So let's say I ask it a question. What did Jensen Huang say in the recent NVIDIA, sorry, recent, let's say CES was the event, CES keynote. So just say run. So you can see that LLM is first thinking. So it's searching for the latest details from the internet, and then it is getting those internet and it is giving you. Right. So these are the things that it is doing. So at the end of the day, if you want to build something like a perplexity or something, so this is the code. So this is the simple code that you can start with. And again, the actual implementation of perplexity is a lot more complicated, but the core concept of this is exactly this. So it's a simple React agent that can have access to internet search and then give you results as you speak.
Satvik, I have a small doubt.
Yeah.
So here we have seen this captain question, right? It is not reliable. So what can be different strategies we can apply here to ensure in future or that we have built is actually giving us a reliable answer? Because
So
when
yeah,
we use
thing
it in
is,
a financial domain, right? These are not something that we can
yeah.
take it lightly.
Sure. So the thing is, there are a lot of techniques to improve. So one is choose a better framework, write a better prompt templates, use a better model, use reliable tools. So to make an AI agent work, as you can see, there are different parts, right? So thinking is basically the prompt template or React framework. So how is it that you are using? So whatever tools that you are using, they have to be of best quality and reliable ones. The models that you are using, that also has to be good models that can actually reason and do that. So if you want to make AI agent effective, you will have to optimize for each and every part in this circle.
Sir, one doubt.
Okay, I'll take one more Crew AI example, and then I'll take more questions because we are already at the end of 1 hour. So I'll just cover this, and I'll be there for at least 20 minutes more for questions. So I'll do that. So let me just cover this quickly so that, and then I'll take more questions. Okay, so you have seen how you can take a simple single agent and single tool and create an LLM agent. But what we will try to do right now is, let us take 2, 3 agents and try to create some games or something. So for that, I'll try to create something with Crew AI. So let me install Crew AI, and again, I'm going to use Google search results for this as well. So in this agent, what I'm trying to do is, so this is a simple agent. So let's say I am a CEO right now, and I want to create some product. So in real life, what I will do is, as a CEO, I'll give my team. So my team might consist of a product manager, a software engineer, and a marketing person. So what I do is, I give a task, so develop a game. So product manager will come up with some requirements. The sales team will come up with some requirements, and the coder agent will actually do the coding. And then these in my real life, so as a CEO, I'm giving an instruction. Product manager is sending some details to marketer, or maybe a marketer is sending some details to uh, product manager as to what are the requirements from the team, or let's say, and product manager is giving inputs to the software engineer, and then these people are chatting amongst themselves and then creating a final app, right? So this is how real life works, right? So we will try to emulate the same scenario using Crew AI agent. So what I'll do is, as a user or a human in the human, so I'm going to give an instruction to a product manager agent and a software agent. So I'll create 2 agents, 2 LLM agents, which can talk to each other and give me an app, right? So let us try to. I'll just show you an overview of how this code works, and we will also see if it is able to create a app or not. So I have installed the basics, Crew AI and Google search results. I'm saving the API key as well. So now comes the interesting part where we are defining AI agents. So we are defining 2, 3 different agents in this
Satvik,
case.
sorry to disturb again. Could you share the code also so that we can run it parallel?
Okay, sure. Okay. So now the next step, what we'll try to do is, we'll try to create 2, 3 agents in this. So the first agent is a product manager agent. So defining agent is as simple as writing in English. So even for the people who are not able, don't know coding or maybe not very confident, just look at how simple it is to create an agent. So creating an agent is just like filling out Google form. So role is product manager. Goal of the agent is to define requirements for a software product. Backstory is this thing: you are an experienced product manager and blah blah blah. So this is what it is. And then I'm defining a coder agent. So the coder agent is, the role is software developer. uh, let's say the backstory is, you are a skilled developer and proficient in developing robust and efficient applications. So whenever you are using the LLM directly, you are actually using a GPT for a mini model with Crew AI. So I'm defining 2 tasks. So what I'll try to do is, I want to create a ping pong game, right? I want to create a ping pong game, and there are 2 tasks that I'm defining. So the first task I'm giving it to my product manager is, product manager has to create a clear requirements for the classic ping pong game. Whereas my second agent is the coder agent. For coder agent, I'm asking the coder agent to give complete codes for the ping pong game. So just like how we do it in real life, right? So as a user, I'm just asking my product manager to come up with requirements and software engineer to code the app. So I'm just giving them the goals. So I'm not giving them a step-by-step information on what to do. So then in the next step, what I'm doing is I'm putting together my crew. So it's just like putting together a team. So in my team, I have a product manager and I have a coder. So I'm putting them together and giving them two tasks, task one and task two. And I'm telling verbose is equal to true. So when I say verbose is equal to true, so we can actually see how these agents are talking amongst themselves and what are they talking exactly. And then we are kicking off the crew with this. So whenever I run this, you can see the product manager agent will start talking to the other agent. So you can actually see how these two agents are talking amongst themselves. So let me run this and let us see. So first of all, the product manager agent has got this task. So the task for product manager is to define requirements for the ping pong game. So the product manager is doing a research, as we can see. Then the product manager is now sending all the information to the software developer. So now software developer has got some details from product manager, and the software developer is also working. As you can see, the code is running. And so you can see there they have spoken, they are chatting amongst themselves on different things, and then they're giving us some final code. So the idea is this is the complete code for classic ping pong game, including the core functionalities and movements, right? So let us see if we can run this code. So before the session, I already have a code snippet saved for this. So let me see if I can run that. So this was the code file I saved somewhere. So let me see if I can run this. So you can see this is the ping pong game that these agents have created. So I can keep this up. I can move it down. So let me catch this. I'm able to catch this. I can move it up. I can move it down. Move it up. Let me collect this one. So this is how it is, right? So even though this is not a very complicated application to build, so let's say uh, even for an experienced Python developer to come up with some requirements, write everything one by one, it will still take 1-2 hours to do something like this. But with AI agents, you can see how much time it took. It took only 30 seconds to do that. So think about the possibilities with this, right? So we have created a very simple agent where we are just taking product manager and a coder. But if you can put together something, so in the same notebook, there are a lot of other examples of some research agent, writing agent, and a few other debating agent where you can have created an agent for Mahatma Gandhi and Barack Obama. So I've asked them to debate amongst themselves. So there are a lot of interesting use cases that you can develop. And these agents are certainly useful to get a lot of tasks done. So this is one example of the coding agent also. So I'll take more questions, but since we already are well over the time, so I'll just cover a few things about the course that I wanted to talk. And then I will also cover the bonus part very shortly. So today, whatever we have seen is just an overview of very simple agents. So one thing is that we are doing one more event next Thursday with one of our partners, Lizer Agents. So where we will show you how you can create your first no-code agent also. So a lot more powerful agents, but without any code. So I think Sakshi has sent a link on the chat. So you can also register and attend that session completely for free. So I think in the initial phase, I've already mentioned about why GenAI is going to be very, very important in the coming phase. So you see the things that are happening with AI agents, multimodal models and everything. So this is actually a wonderful time to learn generative AI. And I would give you two reasons. As if anyone asks you why you should learn generative AI, I would say there are two main reasons that you need to do. So one is the productivity benefits that you will get from this. And the second is staying relevant or maybe job security. So as of today, if you learn how you can use generative AI very well, you can easily be 10x, 100x more productive. So even like I'll give my own example for this. So as a founder, as maybe we run courses, we do consulting, and we do bunch of other stuff as well. We are also creating our own products. So the reason I'm able to manage all of them is because I use AI for everything. So 80 to 90% of the code that I write today is with AI. All my writing on LinkedIn or other purposes, at least 60-70% of it is automated with AI, and everything else also has a bit of AI in that. So it would be a huge productivity boost. And the second reason is, so last year was an experimentation phase for every organization with AI. So in 2025, all companies will want to build AI and will want people who understand AI, right? So, and also as mentioned, I've shown you very simple agents, but there are very, very complex agents that are being built in the world today, so which can easily automate your job, right? So to stay relevant and to be able to contribute to bigger picture, you will have to learn generative AI. So these are the two main reasons. And the easiest way to learn generative AI is through our generative AI Launchpad course. As mentioned, generative AI is going to be a very big theme this year. So we also understand, like most of the people are working professionals, don't get enough time to learn these things, right? So we have seen a lot of problems generally the working professionals or students face with this, right? So there is a lack of direction whenever you're doing this. So the idea is this is a 6-week program where we will help you learn generative AI from scratch, right? We will try to cover all the different use cases and how you can build this. So I'll tell you what exactly you will get to learn in the course. So as mentioned, the last year, last 1.5 year has been crazy for AI. So there have been new models, new frameworks, new things releasing every day. But one thing that I have noticed personally is that even though there is too much happening in generative AI, if you look at it very closely, so there are only 4 or 5 themes that cover majority of applications. So something like prompt engineering, something like simple LLM APIs, chatbots, RAG, fine tuning, agents. So if you learn these 4 or 5 topics, these actually cover 90% of AI applications that are being built today. So what we did in our course is also that. So every module in our course actually tackles the important parts like these, right? So we have created this a 6-week course that will help you understand the 90% of concepts of generative AI through our courses. So this January, we have a cohort coming up very soon. So if you want to know more about the course, if you want to get registered and get exclusive discount codes, you can just send hi on the chat and we will send you the promo codes and all the information that is necessary. So if you want to know more, if you have any doubts or anything, you can just send hi and we will reach out to you for giving you any special offers. If you want to have a chat with me or anyone in the team personally also, we will be there to enroll you. We'll be there to help you. So whoever signs up for the course, if you go to our website, you might not find this premium part. So whoever has signed up for the course will have access to the premium platform, where we have hundreds of videos on different concepts of generative AI. So you can see that many people, even if you don't have any traditional coding experience, we don't assume anything. We just start with something like basics of Python. So teach you simple concepts from scratch, and then we will try to build upon that. So 6 weeks, we have 6 different, like around 20-30 videos for every topic. We have exercises, we have doubt solving sessions and everything that comes with it. So this is going to be a power packed 6 week long course where you can go from 0 to 1 in generative AI, and you will have, so the code snippets that you got in the course are only just a scratch or maybe not even 1% of what you will get. So you will get access to a lot more recordings, lot more code snippets, and even app templates that you can directly use in your applications. Okay, so I'll just cover the bonus part that some people might be waiting for. Okay, so this is the Gemini Advanced. So let's say, so currently this is a paid feature, but the thing is, you will get 2 months of free access. So if you have not signed up earlier, if you have a Google account, so you can just go and activate the advanced version for 2 months for free. So in this one feature about we have learned about internet agent, right? So that was a simple agent. So this is a lot more complex deep research agent. So if you just click on deep research and just ask, give me trends on electric vehicle market in India. So what it is doing is, first it will do some thinking and it will give us some plan. So you see that it is thinking and it's giving us the plan. So this is the plan it came up with. So I say, okay, this is a good plan, start research. So now it is doing it. So thinking and doing step. So now it is going and it will actually search hundreds of websites and give you the output. So this will take 5-10 minutes. So I'll come back to this in 5-10 minutes. But meanwhile, if you have any questions or queries regarding the course, regarding the agents parts that we have discussed, or any other question in general about generative AI, you can ask about that right now. So yeah, so this is what we asked. So I asked it to do a electric vehicle market trends in India. So it is the research that it has done. You can see it has given a very detailed report and it has searched 35 websites and it has given us 1-2 page report. So yeah, this is the Google Gemini Advanced Deep Research. That will help you research on any topics, and primarily it is also using an agentic workflow to do this. So yeah, so this is what we primarily wanted to talk about in today's session. So yeah, we tried to cover 2-3 agents and shown you some examples. So if you are interested in knowing more about AI, want to learn more about AI and do some stuff with it, just send a hi on the chat. We will send you the course details and help you register for the course. And we will also give you some exclusive promo codes, New Year promo codes that we have, so that we will share with you. Okay, I think thank you everyone for joining the call today. It's been great. Hope you all learned something new, and hope to see you all in our future courses and workshops. So until then, we'll meet you.